Oh, they're redeveloping Darling Harbour. I'm not sure that's totally... Oh, hi, I'm Stella and welcome to 30 Books. A little bit of audio description before I start my review. You busted me reading the 23rd edition of the Sydney UBD Street Directory. I'm sitting in a light-filled room. Behind me is a large frame poster with text all over it. There's a patented and flowered lampshade, couple of big green plants also behind me, and a painting with vine leaves all over it, a couple of little birds. I'm keeping with the theme. I'm wearing a green and white shirt. I got my big blue glasses on and a pink ring. Today's book, I am reviewing Staying by Jessie Cole. Don't forget to stay to the end of the video to find out what she gets with her 10% of the cost of this book. Jessie Cole is a novelist. This is her first memoir. In 2013, she published Darkness on the Edge of Town, and in 2014, Deeper Water. This is the story of grief. I'm not giving away any plot spoilers because it opens up with the discovery of her father's death from suicide. Jessie hears the news. She's about 17 or 18 years of age. We then go back and Jessie talks about her childhood. It sounds very idyllic. She's living in New South Wales, northern New South Wales, in a rainforest with her younger brother, whom she absolutely adores, and her mother and father. Beautiful, big, rambling bohemian house. They have a lot of freedom. Her parents, you would call bohemian. Her father is, I think he's a psychologist or a psychiatrist. They're very social people. There's a lot of parties. There's a lot of freedom. They go down to a waterhole to swim. It features quite prominently there. It all sounds lovely. And then we find out, or it's always known, that the father has two older daughters from the first marriage, and they come on holidays during school holidays, and there's a little bit of an unsettling feeling that Jessie as a child can't really articulate what's going on. And then when Jessie's about 6 or 7, her sister Zoe, who's 12 or 14, comes to live with them permanently. And there is a very much an unsettling, if you're the younger sister, you know how older sisters can be. And also Zoe's a little bit troubled, and she's also a very strong presence. When Zoe is 18, against the advice of her father or the wishes of her father, she goes travelling, and it's while she's overseas that she kills herself. She succumbs to suicide. And this then becomes the story of how their father literally went mad with grief. So everyone is grieving, and at the same time the father literally goes insane, and he is such an important presence in their life, and it just doubles. This grief and heartbreak just doubles. Besides the actual story, which is phenomenal, Cole is an amazing writer, very skilled and accomplished writer. So she is writing as an adult from a child's point of view, which is just beautiful and skilled. And the way that she evokes, and also she's writing a memoir of grief about her and her family, and at the same time she has to honour her family. So there were times when I felt like you've skimmed over your relationship with your brother a little bit, but then I thought this is her story. This is not his story. So that made sense to me. Title of the book I find really interesting, Staying. So I get a great sense from Cole that she is honouring her grief by staying within that grief, and not as in that she is stuck there. That is not what that was about as well. So is about the fact that her and her mother and her brother are the ones who have stayed, and they're staying. And also Cole still lives in the house that she grew up in, so she is staying there as well. And the house very much is a character within the novel, and I've got something rather beautiful to read here. Out in the world, I often felt panicked. There were none of the things that in the forest were grounding or safe feeling, most specifically trees, but also animals and the movement of nature. The wind shifting around me, the flickering of insects and the flashing of birds, the gentle sway of things. I found these natural rhythms immensely comforting, but it was also the way these entities reached out and touched me. To go anywhere, to the toilet or my bedroom, I had to move through the wilderness. As I walked, the plants brushed my arms. I got leaves and things stuck on me. In just wandering about, I was entering into a connectivity with nature that felt lively. It's easy enough to say you brush past a tree, but somehow it felt more like the trees were reaching out and touching me, caressing me with fondness. With the absence of these entities, the world outside my home had come to feel deeply foreign. Little wonder that she doesn't move from this place. Staying by Jessie Cole, a memoir. Loved it, fantastic. It's out by Text, and I bought my copy from Jeffrey's Book, wonderful bookshop here in Melbourne, for $32.99, which means that the writer, Jessie Cole, gets about $3. And what can you buy with $3? Wow, I did have a strong think about this one, and I got some beautiful soap, and this particular soap is absolutely divine. It's grapefruit, and it's natural, made in Australia. And that's your review. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on 30 Books.